Today, we're taking on a flat, scenic park run until suddenly a steep hill hits and the PB vanishes, and that is at Mosman PARKRUN. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you everything that you need to know about this park run whilst also trying to achieve my fastest time. So let's get into it. Mosman PARKRUN is located in North Sydney within Spit West Reserve, which is in New South Wales, Australia. The park run is a 3-lapper, which is mostly flat. However, there is a really steep hill on the southern side just before you do the U-turn. It is also all on grass and tarmac paths, so therefore I recommend wearing trail shoes. But if you have hybrid ones, then this is the perfect one for it. It's also an early starter at 7 AM. So most of the ones in Australia sort of start at 8 AM, especially in and around Sydney and South Australia, but this one is a bit earlier at 7, so don't forget that and turn up late. And it is also good to note that this park run is buggy/pram friendly, it is dog friendly too, and there are public toilets just a 2-minute walk from the start within the Spit West Reserve. In terms of how busy this park run is, there was just 109 runners on the day, so it's not really too busy at all, and it's got quite a nice and wide start too, so you can overtake people before filtering into lane. It gets congested in a couple of sections, especially the steep hill on the south side, but apart from that, it is pretty easy to overtake. In terms of whether you're going to get a PB or not, I'd probably say no, just because of the steep hill, but if you're good at doing a quick steep hill, after that it is mostly flat, so you do have that chance, although there is also the grass section too, which does slow you down. The scenery though at this park run is stunning. Running alongside the bay, getting to look out and see all the boats just floating, and it was blue skies on the day too, so it was perfect weather for it. So I have to say this was a pretty stunning one. So now you know a little bit about this park run, let me take you through a quick summary of Mosman PARKRUN course. So you're going to start about in the centre of the course and head your way down to the south, where you'll find the really steep hill, and then you'll head your way all the way back up towards the north, running alongside the bay before then heading into the grass and then making your way all the way back to where you started. So it's got an elevation gain of approximately 30 metres and a max elevation of 18 metres. That is a quick summary of the course, but now let me take you through it in just that little bit more detail, showing you where the elevation is and also the changes in terrain. So you're going to start off here at the Spit West car park and head your way down towards the south. So this bit is all on grass initially, and then you'll find yourself on Figure Lane, which is a tarmacked path. You're going to continue heading your way down towards the south, curving around the bay before doing a left-hand turn and heading your way up the super steep hill. Now this is a bit of a surprisingly steep hill too, and I'll show you it in the video in just a moment. Once you reach the top, you're then going to do a U-turn at Pearl Bay Avenue and head your way all the way back down the steep hill, picking up some pace and then running alongside the bay again as you head your way all the way up towards the north. You'll pass the public toilet and then you'll do a right turn around here, which will push you back onto the grass. This will be just a little section on grass before doing a right-hand turn back onto the path. It's only going to be a short section here before you then do another right-hand turn back onto the grass and past the public toilets, and then do a left-hand turn, sticking on the grass this time, not on the hard-standing paths, before heading your way back towards where you started. And then you're going to do that another 2 times, and once you've done that, you'll finish around here. But it is quite a simple course. There's not really too many places where you can go wrong, and you're basically following one path throughout, and there are volunteers all throughout the course which are pointing you in that right direction. And now you've got an idea of what this course is like, let's take a look at some incredible park run records which have been set here at Mosman PARKRUN, starting off with the fastest male, who is James Nippeness with a time of 15 minutes and 19 seconds. The fastest female is Imi Stewart with a time of 17 minutes and 44 seconds. So both of those are really impressive, bearing in mind how steep this hill is, which you're going to see in just a moment. And then the average number of runners is around 107, with the average time being 30 minutes and 4 seconds. So looking at the averages and the records, this one seems like it's going to be a pretty quick one. And now let's take a look at some of my overall park run stats, starting off with the number of park runs which I've completed so far, which is 110, and that is at 86 different locations. My best finish position is 4th, which I was set in Zielony Jar in Poland and also Kangaroo Island in South Australia. And then my fastest times range from 22:32 down to 23:01, with my most recent being 22:52, which I got in Mount Barker in South Australia. But let's see whether we can get anywhere near to these times in today's park run. And now we're at the point in the video which you've all been waiting for. So let's get down to event number 577 of Mosman Park Run, where you can see already it is going to start on grass. So we're going to give the camera a quick wipe and we are ready to go. We're keeping off to the right hand side so that we can overtake some people if need be right here at the start. But we're going to be setting off very shortly and we're off. Mosman Park Run begins, and I'm hoping for a quick time today because this is the week after I did my half marathon, so my legs are feeling pretty good for some reason. I thought they were going to be tired, but they are feeling pretty good, and 5 kilometers is a quarter of the distance which I had to run for that half marathon, so hopefully we should be able to do this one pretty quickly today. I've got some fast runners who have gone out pretty quickly there at the start too, so we're not going to keep up with them, but it is quite difficult to start on grass, I do find, but we're going to be heading onto the tarmac path in just a second. Beautiful views this morning too of the bay, and because the sun has just risen, it is really nice too. So now we're going to head onto that tarmac path, and if you are enjoying this review so far, I do appreciate it if you smash that like button and also subscribe if you are new. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, and we're trying to improve the videos every week, so let me know down in the comments too how I could improve them. But hopefully we can be able to get up this hill pretty quickly and then make our way back towards the start. We're now about half a kilometre into this run, heading our way towards the hill. And one cool feature of this park run is the houseboat, which you can see on that right hand side. So while we were expecting it to be more like Rosie and Jim style, but instead it was an actual house on the water, which is pretty cool. But we're now going to head off towards the left hand side in just a second, where we're going to hit that steep hill. Now this was the right killer, so you can see there's a nice little beach there on the right hand side where some people are going kayaking. But here we go, we're going to push our way up this hill. You can see there's some of the runners are on their way down already, coming at pretty quick paces, and that's because it's actually really hard to sort of slow down whilst you are going down the hill. But you will see our pace drop in that bottom right hand corner as we try and push our way all the way up to the top and to that U-turn. But thankfully it's all in the shade, so you can cool down a little bit in this section. So we've almost made it up to the top. Got quite a few runners now on that right hand side, so do make sure to keep off to the left. You don't want to run into one of them because there's no chance they're going to stop. And there's that U-turn now as we now head our way back down the opposite side, trying to slow ourselves down too. And then you have the sun blinding you too, because it is 7 AM, so the sun's really low and it blinds you through the trees, as you can see right now on the camera. But we're just about to make our way all the way back down to the bottom, and you'll see the elevation in that bottom right hand side drop too. But if you do want any more information on the elevation for the park runs, or also on my split times, then I'll leave a little link to my Strava down in the description below, so feel free to go and follow me over there too. We are now 1 kilometre into the run, completing that first one with a time of 4 minutes and 43 seconds. So come out pretty quick, so I'm quite happy with how I am doing so far. The elevation in that bottom right has also levelled itself out now, because at the start for some reason it started really high, and I don't know why it did that, but from now it's sort of calibrated, so it will actually be telling the truth. There's a little bit of undulation as you're running around this section, but take a look at that bay view. Look at all those boats, it's just so pretty running this park run. I didn't expect it to be pretty either. I didn't really know too much about this one, so I was surprised once we arrived how nice it did look. But this is all on hard standing now, all the way up to the northern point of this run before we turn right onto the grass. So hopefully we can pick up our pace at the moment. But I am starting to feel a little bit dizzy, which is strange, because usually when I do a park run I don't ever feel dizzy, but today I actually forgot to eat my banana, which I usually have before park run, and also to have a drink, and I'm definitely feeling the effects of not doing either of those, which isn't great. It's probably a mixture as well of having the half marathon last week. The legs are feeling a little bit achy after doing that hill, but hopefully we can keep at this pace and I'll be pretty happy to get under 25 minutes. 1.5k into the run now, and we've definitely slowed down as we're now running at a 4:55 to 5 minute pace before we cut off onto the grass. So there's just a little bit of a grass section here, and then we're straight back onto the tarmac and heading our way back towards where we started. So we'll cut off to the right in a moment, in between the public toilets and the start line. But so far, so good. Still able to get under that 25 minutes if we do keep at this pace, but I've got that feeling that we are going to slow down little bits, and I don't know why, because this is quite a flat one, so I do think you can get a pretty quick time at this one, even though there is that one steep hill. But then we're going to make our way onto the tarmac paths and head our way back towards where we started. And that is lap 1 complete, as we now make our way into lap 2, knowing that we've got to do that hill another 2 times. And this section is on grass, which is a little bit squishy, so it definitely slows you down compared to the section where you run on the hard standing. So at this point, we're just trying to preserve a little bit of energy to complete the second hill. 2 kilometers down and 3 kilometers to go. So we did that last one in a time of 4 minutes and 56 seconds. So we definitely lost a little bit of time over kilometer 2, especially compared to kilometer 1, where we did it in a 4:43. We can see that house on the water in the distance, which means the hill is coming up very shortly. And back into the hill we go. So we're going to be pushing our way up here. Still feeling decent at the moment. Not feeling 100%, but I am going to try and go in for the overtake in just a moment. Just keeping my eye on the people coming down the hill, because I obviously don't want to overtake and run into one of them. But we're pushing our way all the way up towards the top. Still doing well, running at around a 5:40 as we come up the hill. So obviously we drop the pace by quite a lot. You can see the other runners on the right hand side who are on their way down and flying down, but we're almost at the top to complete hill number 2. And there we go. So we're going to do that U-turn. We didn't have to walk, which is great news. However, now I've done that U-turn, I feel even more dizzy and even more sick. So I had to really slow it down. You can see why the camera's going like that. It's because I'm trying to slow myself down as I go down the hill. So today was definitely not the day for it. My body just wasn't enjoying it whatsoever. So I don't think we were going to be getting a PB. You can see that I've really slowed down the pace now as we make our way back onto the main path. The sun right in our eyes too, which isn't helping with the dizziness, but we're now going to run back along the bayside and hopefully we can sort of calm it down a little bit and we'll feel a little bit better as we make our way into lap 3. $3K down and $2K to go. So we really have dropped the pace as we did that last one in a 5 minutes and 13 second time, and quite a few people have overtaken us too during that period. But we're now making our way up towards the grass. Beautiful scenes off to that left hand side. You can see the volunteers getting ready there too at the finish funnel, as people are going to be finishing very shortly, but we've still got a whole lap to go. So hopefully we can at least keep it around this pace, because otherwise it's definitely going to be a pretty slow time today. Two laps down and 1 lap to go. We're back on the grass, as you'll be able to recognise, and we're running at an even slower pace of about 5 minutes and 25 seconds per kilometre, which means we might not even get that 25-minute time which we target at every park run. But I'm really not feeling 100% right now as we are running around. It's quite nice that we're back into the shaded section, so that means we can cool down a little bit and maybe take in these amazing views which are ahead of us. But we're now heading our way back towards the hill for the third and thankfully final time. Four kilometers down and 1 kilometer to go. So we did that final the fourth kilometer, in a time of 5 minutes and 19 seconds. So even slower. And we're now trying to push up the hill and we're feeling even worse. Slowing down to around a 6-minute pace already as we try and make our way up to the top. Hopefully we can get up there without walking. That is the goal for today's park run. But we're pushing our way all the way up. Keeping off to the left-hand side as well too. We almost collided with a couple of runners who were trying to overtake and keep to the right. And there we go, we've done it. We don't have to do that hill again, which is great news. But that U-turn means that we are on our way back down. The camera's shaking because we're trying to slow ourselves down again. The sun right in our eyes as we head our way back down to the beach area, and then hopefully we can just take it easy and just get to the end of this park run. As long as I get to the end, then I'm pretty happy with this one. 500 meters of this park run remains. We're running at around a 5 minute and 10 second pace, which is a lot slower than what we would like to, but I don't think we can go any quicker today. Quite a lot of public, and it's getting a bit more congested now because we're on our final laps. We've got people on different laps, some people on their first, some on their second, and then obviously some people on the same lap as us. Cute little doggo there running alongside the bay. We go in for the overtake there, and we're heading our way back up towards the grass section for the final time. You start to see in a moment some people off to that right hand side who have already finished the park run and they're now relaxing. With 100 meters left of the run to go, it doesn't look like today is going to be the day, as we're going to get an over 25-minute time. So a little bit disappointed, but I can't really complain as this is a week after doing that half marathon. So we're going to run around alongside the bathroom right now, and then we're going to turn off to the left in just a second with our last final glance of those amazing bay views. So we turn off to the left, back onto the hard standing, and the finish line is literally just up here. So usually I'd be sprinting for this finish line, but today I just did not feel well enough to do that. So we're just making our way now towards the end. Watch out for the other runners who are still doing the other laps. You can see them in the distance there, and on the right hand side there's people actually doing a triathlon. So there's a triathlon club, I can't remember what it's called, I'll try and leave the name of it on the screen right now, but you can go and join that if you like to too. Go and speak to them about it. But there is that finish line. What time are we gonna get? We get a time of 25 minutes and 50 seconds today. So like I was saying earlier, a little bit disappointed, but I can't really complain with it being a week after that half marathon. We also get a position of 35th, which is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be, but it's now time to relax, get my breath back, and I need a drink and some food to give me some energy back too. But now I'm going to take you through a quick summary of Mosman Parkrun. That is Mosman Parkrun complete, ticking off the 6th M, which we've done for the Alphabeti challenge. The M's aren't doing too bad right now, but we've still got these 3 letters, which you can see at the bottom of the screen right now, to go. So if you've got any recommendations for any park runs beginning with these 3 letters, then let us know down in that comment section below. But now we're going to look at our after run stats, where not much has changed, but the number of park runs increases to 111 and the number of locations increases to 87. But a disappointing time for me today, so that time is definitely not going to make it onto this leaderboard. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to all of the volunteers who were there on the day supporting us and pointing us in the right direction. They did a great job of it, especially as it is 7 AM in the morning, so I felt absolutely knackered just getting there for then. But now we're going to take a look at a couple of the pinch points. So these are the points which are going to slow you down and stop you from getting your PB at this park run. Starting off with pinch point number 1, which is the fact that it is slightly hilly, so especially this really steep hill at the end, this is going to slow you down and take a few seconds off of your time. Pinch point number 2 is going to be the fact that there are a couple of U-turns, so you have to do the same U-turn 3 times, which is up at the top of that hill, and again that'll take a second or 2 off of your time. And then pinch point number 3 is going to be the fact that there is a grass section, so obviously it would be a much quicker park run if it was all on hard standing tarmac pass. But apart from that, they're going to be all of my pinch points, so do make sure to let us know down in that comment section below if you've got any pinch points of your own if you've attended this park run. And now we're at the all-important tips and tricks section, where I tell you how to get to this park run if you're looking to come, and also where to go for that all-important post-park run coffee and cake. So we always start off with public transport, and unfortunately there is no train line which is attached to this park run or tram line either. However, there is a bus stop which isn't too far called the Spit East Reserve Stop, and it is just a 5-minute walk away from the start, and it takes all of these buses which are listed in the top corner. But if you are looking to get here via public transport, I'd recommend just taking a look on Google Maps and seeing which is your quickest option. And then if you are looking at driving to this park run, then there is plenty of car parking spots at the Spit West car park, which literally runs alongside the park run. There are plenty of spots, and from the furthest spot, it is a less than 5-minute walk from the start. So I won't worry if you're driving to this park run. And then finally, the all-important post-park run coffee and cake. Where should you go for that? Well, the website actually says that the Don Adan Cafe, which is actually like a 10-minute drive from the finish line. So I'm not too sure why it says that and whether they all do go there or not. But there is literally a cafe right opposite the finish line called the Grumpy's Wharf Cafe, and I saw a lot of the runners going over to that one instead. So I'll probably recommend going to this one. I don't actually know what they sell. I didn't go inside on the day, but this is a much closer one than the one that it says on the website. But if you are one of the volunteers at this park run, then do make sure to let us know down in that comment section below which cafe you do all actually head to. And also, if you have any of the tips and tricks of your own, then do make sure to let us know down in the comments too. But that is going to be it for my Mosman Park Run review. So I do hope you've all enjoyed this one. And if you have, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. Right now, there are 75% of you who are watching who are not subscribed. And it means a lot to me if you hit that subscribe button as we target our 500 subscribers. And if you have enjoyed this one, I'd also highly recommend going and checking out last week's park run, which was over at Wentworth Common, where we targeted a 30-minute time as we did a 6-minute per kilometre pace, which would be my pace for the half marathon. Or you can go and check out all of the other park runs, which are listed in the worldwide park run playlist, which has them from all over Europe. It's got a couple in Asia too, and it's now got a lot in Australia as well. So do make sure to go and check those out. Next week, we're going to be heading over to Macquarie University Park Run, where hopefully that one will be a little bit more successful than this one. And we'll make sure to eat our banana and drink some water before we head over to that park run. So I'll see you all there next week with another park run video.